Welcome to Seneca Indians Baseball, live on KNEO.org. This broadcast is a sporting outreach of the KNEO Sports Network. You're now locked into the official pregame show of the Seneca Indians. Now, let's go to Ben Walcott, live on location.
And a pleasant good Monday afternoon, and we welcome you here to Carl Junction as we get set for high school baseball here on the KNEO Seneca Indians Sports Network. It is the 17-8 Seneca Indians versus the 20-9 Carl Junction Bulldogs, along with Coach Daryl Harbaugh and our studio producer back in the KNEO studios, Roberta Foster. I'm Ben Walcott with you for all the action here this afternoon. And Daryl, it is the final week of the regular season, and teams are looking to get things right heading into district play.
Oh yeah, it's you know, they got a couple games here. They're trying to get everything going and you know, get the pitcher set up and exactly where they want to be.
Should be a good one here this afternoon as Carl Junction 20-9 overall. They're coming off a win on Saturday over Neosho. Seneca.
Do you know who's playing second base?
As Seneca comes in to today's contest, and it should be a good one here this afternoon between these two teams as Braden Roark. It will be Braden Roark will be playing second base as Seneca is coming into today 17-8 overall in the ball game here this afternoon. And they did claim, like we thought would happen, the number one seed in district play. They actually begin a week from today at 6 o'clock. Well, I say at 6 o'clock. It's a scheduled 6 o'clock start in Monette, the second semifinal game of the day of Class 4 District 11. And, you know, it's something that they earned, but it's also something that it's not given to you because of the fact that you look at last year's district. It was a 6-team district, and the 4 seed ended up winning it over the 3 seed. So the top 2 seeds got that bye to the semis last year, and both of them lost.
You never know in this district. You know, the teams are usually about the same, and in any given day, any team can beat either one. I mean, it's just the way it is. And if you get hot with the bat, and the pitcher gets hot and shuts the other team down, I mean, they can do it. It's easy to do in this district, and you just got to get hot with the bats at the right time.
Seneca will face the winner of Cassville and East Newton. That game is scheduled for Friday afternoon. Obviously, all these games, due to the weather pending, we don't have any weather to worry about here this afternoon. A beautiful day for baseball in the 4 states area.
How can you get any better than this? A slight breeze out of the northeast. I mean, that keeps the humidity down. The sun's shining. There's just a few clouds in the air. If you're going to dial a day up, this would be the day you would dial.
Your countdown to first pitch sponsor, People's Bank of Seneca, here this afternoon. And Daryl, this is a brand new ball field for this CJ team. 325 down the lines, 370 to the power alleys, 380 to dead center, and an elevated wall for the batter's eye. Beautiful turf field for CJ here this afternoon.
It's a good field. It seems like this is the first time I've seen the field. This is the first year for the field. You know, they've changed everything, but it's a little shorter down the alleys, not by much. The 380 dead center with a high wall on it is going to make a play just about like Seneca's 400. But Bell Park got good, well, not as much foul territory down the sides, you know, when you get deeper, but around the dugouts they got just as much. But, I mean, it looks like a good field, and, boy, everything looks good. I'm sure they're enjoying it here.
I mean, you look at softball field is just behind us as well, a new softball field for them, so they're done with dirt as well, and it's continuing this kind of arms race here in Southwest Missouri. You know, everybody is now getting those indoor practice facilities for football, and everybody is kind of transitioning to turf as well.
Well, they got a big, the big building right behind us with the concession stand, press box, and all that, and they also got batting cages inside, so even if it's raining or something like that, you know, you can go practice inside now.
Go ahead, take a timeout, come back with more of the preview after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized, and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, better health, better you.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
Happy Egg supports the family farmer because they've seen the difference a choice like this can make. Now you can grow for Happy Egg and choose to raise hens the right way, the happy way. When you grow for Happy Egg, you are growing for a family-owned and operated business. You're raising happy hens on 10+ acres who will lay happy eggs. You're working for yourself. As a Happy Egg grower, you'll receive new flock cost support and yield-based compensation. Visit happyegg.com/grower to apply today.
And we welcome you back as we get set for action here between Seneca and CJ and Darrell. This CJ team coming off a very good win over Neosho on Saturday, and they more than likely will be the #1 seed in that Class 5 District 7 tournament that starts a week from Wednesday.
Yeah, they played good baseball this year. They got some good kids on there. Good, they're just smart. They don't beat themselves. If you're going to beat CJ, you're going to have to play solid and beat them. Now we played them early in the year at the Monette tournament. Had a good outing against them. I think they did score. There's one inning they did score 5 runs.
I think it was 6 because weren't you up 6-2 going into the 7th, and then they won 8-6, or it was 4-2, I think.
I think it's 4-2, and they scored 6 runs, made it 8-4, and then we come back and scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Or bottom of 6, so I think it was time deal. But anyway, we scored 2 runs in the bottom of 6 and had runners on 2nd and 3rd to tie the game or to extend it. And
couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think the last 2 batters struck out. I'm not sure who they were. But anyway, I mean, if you're going to beat CJ, you're going to have to play solid, fundamental baseball, make no mistakes, because they're not going to make any mistakes. Very rare they make a mistake. They don't beat themselves.
Let's get you the starting lineups here, sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic and Prater's Pharmacy. Both teams are rip-roaring, ready to go. 15 minutes early. There are no signs of the umpires anywhere, so at the very worst, you got to wait for the umpires. Let's get to today's starting lineups. First for the visiting Seneca Indians, 17-8 overall. Leading off is the pitcher, number 18, Drew Sherwood. Batting second and playing shortstop, number 13, Jagger Wilson. Batting third and doing the catching, number 2, Silas Ball. Cleanup hitter is the first baseman, number 21, Hagen Ginger. Batting fifth and playing third base, number 8, Grant Houchin. Batting sixth and playing left field, number 17, Ian Heffron. Batting seventh is the designated hitter, number 19, Asher Prater. Eighth and playing second base, number 5, Braden Roark. Ninth and playing center field, number 33, Caden Klaus. Extra player is the right fielder, number 25, Ryan Owens. And Daryl, Hagen stole a base on Saturday, so he's now up to 34, which I believe he's 2 from tying and 3 from breaking the stolen base record in a season.
Well, yeah, I mean, he took off early. He was hitting the baseball fairly good early, but he hasn't been hitting the baseball that well. I mean, but to get a steal or anything like that, first off, everything's got to fall in order, and then you got to get on base with nobody in front of you. That's the only way that you're going to have a chance to steal.
For Carl Junction, they come in 20-9 overall. Leading off for them is their shortstop, number 10, Craig Hayes. Batting second and doing the pitching, number 21, Cooper Vedix. Batting third and playing third base, number 2, Brody Pant. The cleanup hitter is the first baseman, number 8, Deacon Endicott. Batting fifth and playing left field, number 9, Wyatt McAfee. Batting sixth and playing right field, number 6, Braden Larry. Batting seventh and doing the catching, number 3, Braxton Jones. Batting eighth and playing second base, number 7, Gabe Sitton. And batting ninth and playing center field, number 4, Aiden Strait. Daryl, what you notice about that lineup, a lot of multi-sport athletes for this Carl Junction team. Vedix, Pant, Endicott, McAfee, I remember from basketball. I don't remember if they played football, but I definitely remember them from basketball.
I'm sure they did. They're athletes. When you're in high school, if you're an athlete, you play. That's what you do. There's multiple every discipline, the football, the basketball, the baseball on the boys' side, even track, and throw that in there, cross country. They take different skills, different muscle sets, and that's the reason they want to develop all the muscles. You don't just, if you play just one sport, you're just developing one set. You play multiple sports, there are multiple athletes, and they do a good job here for CJ.
Seneca obviously has their own share of those, Sherwood, Wilson, Ginger, all multi-sport athletes for Seneca. Clausen there as well, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's at a smaller school, it's even more important that you try to, you can play the sports. It's what I used to tell the kids when I was coaching. Go be an athlete. Just go be an athlete. You don't have to know exactly what you're doing all the time. Some sports you're better at than others, but it doesn't matter. Just go be an athlete. Go play the game. If you have fun and go play the game. Play the game hard.
And Daryl, Seneca still probably trying to get out of their minds a little bit that heartbreaker from last Wednesday over East Newton. That kind of ruined any chance that they had at winning the Big 8, but still 5-3 in conference play, nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, I mean, hey, when that game quit, we had all the momentum, and then we had to restart it a week later. And when they come over here, and because of the rain, we had to come to Seneca again, and they had to come to Seneca. And when we got playing that again, it's just like, I don't know. It's like we were a scoop short of Wheaties in the morning or something. We just didn't have it. They come out hitting the baseball and scoring runs, and we couldn't answer. We couldn't hit the baseball. We couldn't get any base hits. I think we got runners on second and third one time. We just couldn't get the hit at the right time.
Go ahead, take another 3-minute timeout. Come back with more of the preview after this on the KNDO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
If you're a weekend warrior,
a proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
There is saving power in the cross to transform any life and to change the world.
The cross Billy Graham is talking about is the one upon which Jesus Christ died 2,000 years ago. His death and the resurrection that followed can mean a whole new life for you.
The cross is more than an example. It is more than a system of ethics. It is the mighty act of God's justice and love. God is saying to the whole world, I love you. I'm willing to forgive your sins. God is saying to all of those who are lonely today, behold, I'm with you till the end of the age. God is saying to all of those who are filled with guilt today, your sins are forgiven because of the cross. And there is no way to remove that stain of guilt except by the sacrifice of Christ.
Are you ready to accept God's offer of forgiveness? Or maybe at least learn more about it? Visit us at findpeacewithgod.net from the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District. Tradition, pride, class.
At ProLube Tire and Auto Center, we know what it means to rely on your vehicle. We race all year and know how to get that extra inch out of every part. Precision, quality, and reliability are not just words to us. It's what we do every day. We know you rely on your vehicle to perform for your family. From oil changes to full-on repairs, ProLube gives you the best racetrack team experience, so you can be worry-free.
ProLube Tire and Auto Center, where we get it right on the road and the track.
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options including church and graveside services. They also have pre-arranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
Errol, obviously, both teams rip-roaring ready to go here, but there are no umpires, so that makes it a little bit difficult.
I think I see him sneaking in over there, being on the left side,
okay,
down the CJ sideline. So yeah. I think we're getting ready to go here, maybe getting ready to have our meeting.
Yeah, but I mean, both teams were done their infield by 4:15, and game's not scheduled to start till 4:30, so it's not like the umpires are late by any means. It's just everybody else was rip-roaring ready to go here this afternoon.
We're done. We got our helmets on. Seneca's got their helmets on, ready to bat, and we're ready to go.
Should be a good one here. Seneca at home tomorrow against Wheatland, and then they did add a game on Thursday at Lamar on Thursday. No broadcast Thursday afternoon, but two tough. I mean, you look at this last week of the regular season, a Class 5 school that's receiving votes in Class 5, if not in the top 10. A Wheatland team that's ranked Class 1, but they're ranked third in Class 1. And then you've already faced Lamar once this year and lost to them. So have to go back there. And I'm guessing, again, like we talked about at the end of last week, Daryl, it's just you're wanting to get games in, and you don't necessarily want a week in between Tuesday and then the next Monday.
Yeah, that's he's got one scheduled in. I think they're probably getting ready. They'll probably have practice. They may have practice, maybe give them Saturday off. They'll probably have practice Sunday afternoon or something, maybe, just to get them prepared for Monday. I hate to go 2 days without doing something. Batting practice probably doesn't have to be much, but just a little fielding practice and batting practice, and see if we can't get these bats running, because they didn't ring very much on Webb City on Saturday. We couldn't get a base hit, and not taking anything away from the Webb City pitcher, but
yeah.
I mean, he did a good job. But we hit the ball a few times, but hit it right at him, and we just couldn't get anything going, and lost to Webb City on Saturday. But like I said, we're the number 1 seed in district, but if you can't get the bats working.
The one advantage of being the 1 seed is probably the fact that Cassville and East Newton, the winner, probably is having to burn their number one pitcher just to get to that point. So you're probably, and I say probably because you don't know how people think about it, but they're probably doing that just to advance, and so you have the opportunity to set up the pitching you way you want to.
Right. It's when you get there, okay, East Newton, Aurora has got to. You're thinking may have to pitch one of their better pitchers to
East
get
Newton
there.
Cassville.
East Newton Cassville. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
East Newton Cassville will have to pitch one of their best pitchers, to make sure they win. But if they one of them get lucky enough to run a real game,
it could come back Monday.
It could come back Monday.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, East Newton, like we said, East Newton's going to have some momentum going in because they go, hey, we beat this Seneca team, so they're going to feel like they have some confidence. Cassville, they were doing pretty well against Seneca too. And then you look at the 2 and 3 seeds, Aurora Monette, they also kind of can pick up the pitching the way they want to, but it'll be interesting to see what they do in that first game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you gotta win. You gotta win one game at a time, and you got to be able to try to put yourself in the best position you can to advance, and that's what they want to do. I know Coach is looking at all his stats, on all his pitcher stats, and I know by Monday he'll have the pitchers ready that he wants to pitch.
Well, you think about the top 3 for Seneca: Drew Sherwood, Jagger Wilson, and Grant Houchin. All 3 of them are going to be available. All 3 of them are going to be ready to go for that district game, and you can kind of try and set things up. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, hey, we throw our 1A and then we throw our 2. It's kind of, hey, we'll throw our 1A and 1B's coming right behind them if you're lucky enough to win on that Monday. And a lot of that is going to depend on, can you jump ahead early? Because remember last year, Daryl, in that game, Seneca fell behind early and it just kind of fell apart for them. And I think that'll be a key for them. But we'll go ahead, take a timeout for the national anthem. Come back with the start of the game after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Being a Lion comes with a reputation for excellence. Whether it's in the classroom, on the court, or in the community, Lions are leading the way. With innovative and immersive academic programs, new scholarship opportunities, and a campus committed to the future, now is the perfect time to find your purpose. Find your pride at Missouri Southern State University.
Marine Center Incorporated is a sponsor of Seneca Athletics. In business since 1979, they offer Mercury and Suzuki motors, along with low boats as well as boat repairs. Located at 4961 Highway 43 in Joplin, Missouri, open Monday through Friday 9 to 5, Saturday 9 to 12, and closed on Sunday. For more information, the phone number is 417-781-7450 or online at marinecenterjoplin.com. The Marine Center Incorporated, where the slogan is, your family boating headquarters.
You've got to have someone that understands what you are doing as a mission. Community bankers are important that way because they understand the community relationships that we have to form to be successful.
I feel like First Community Bank and Myers-Davis, our cultures are so similar. It is all about relationships.
It's a real boon to our community to have a bank like First Community to be supportive of so many things.
They're willing to take a chance on entrepreneurs, which is helpful to make the community grow.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
And Prater's Pharmacy. Drew Sherwood leads things off. Jagger Wilson batting second. Silas Ball third. Hagen Ginger is the cleanup hitter. Grant Houchin batting fifth. Ian Heffron sixth. Asher Prater seventh. Braden Roark eighth. Caden Klaus ninth. And Daryl, you look at Ian Heffern, beginning of the year, he was getting DH'd for, and he has worked himself up to the number 6 spot in the lineup. So that just kind of shows the progression of him throughout the year.
Well, he's making he's making contact with the ball. I mean, he made contact with it Saturday. He just hit it at someone else. I mean, that's what they were doing. Like I said, he's starting to become a kid that's becoming a hard kid to strike out. And that's what he's looking for, just someone to put the bat on the ball, make something happen. That's what Coach is looking for.
For this CJ team, they have Cooper Vedix on the mound here this afternoon. Braxton Jones is catching him left to right in the outfield. Wyatt McAfee in left, Aiden Strait in right, and Braden Larry in right field. Left to right in the infield, you have Brody Pant at third, Craig Hayes at short, Gage Sitton at second, and Deacon Endicott at first. As a beautiful day for baseball here in the Four States area. First pitch is at 4:31, a called strike here on Drew Sherwood. 76 degrees here at first pitch. It feels a little bit warmer than that as that ball is hit to second, and the second baseman Sitton throws to first in time for the putout, and there's one down. As Jagger Wilson will come to the bat, to the bat for Seneca. Seneca, the white pants, blue tops, white trim, and numbers. Here comes the first pitch from Vedix. That fastball is high. Counts 1-0.
That's, just what's happened on Saturday. Drew hit it hard, but he hit it right to second base.
It's the 1-0. Hits the inside corner, and the count is 1-1. Supposed to be a beautiful week all week here in the four-state area, as here comes the 1-1. That breaking ball is hit just past the first baseman, and it will roll down that right field line. It will be at least a double for Jagger Wilson. He's going to put on the Jets, and he is in there with a triple as he belly flops in there. And that was a hard hit ball, Darryl, by Jagger, and it just missed Endicott's glove.
Yeah, Endicott made a good, he only had time to just stick his glove out and try to get it. But I almost think he almost tipped it. But it was a good effort from Endicott on first base. But man, right down the line, that's what Jagger needs to be doing.
As here comes the first pitch to ball. That fastball hit on a hop. The only play, they are going to come home, and he has dropped the ball, and he is safe at home plate. I think they want to talk about potentially blocking the plate as well. It's a fielder's choice. And the run comes in and scores.
No, I don't think there's anything about blocking the plate because the catcher had the ball before the runner got there.
But it is, and would you say that's E5 or E2?
Oh, it's an E2 because that was a good throw from third base. And the catcher just dropped the ball on the contact.
So Seneca gets the first run of the game here, and Darryl, that's something that they really haven't had these past week, is that fastball is in there to Ginger for a strike, and the count's 0-1.
Yeah, they haven't got a lead or jumped out and got a few base hits and a good run by Jagger.
As here comes the 0-1. That breaking ball is hit up the middle, chance for 2. It's a 4-6, but Ginger is safe at first on the fielder's choice, and you're going to have a hard time doubling him up. I know that's not the play you want, but Ginger at least forces them to get to Grant Houchin here.
That was a perfect double play ball, but with Hagen's speed, beat it out at first base.
And we'll see if he's off.
Don't be surprised.
On a pitch or two.
He's out there.
As he is off on that first pitch, it's in there for a strike, and he is in there safely with the stolen base, and that is number 35 on the year for Hagen Ginger.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
And I think that was a strike, so the count's 0-1.
Yeah, it was a strike, and the catcher just kind of double clutched.
0-1 the count. Ginger got a watch behind him at second base. He's going to try and take third, and it's a wide throw, but they call him out at third on the play. It's a 2-5 put out to end the inning. For Seneca, they get 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and nobody left. Half inning in the books. Seneca 1 and CJ nothing here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
A sponsor of community broadcasting on KNEO, Southwest Missouri Bank in Neosho, serving the Neosho area from 2 locations. They offer personal banking services, including checking and savings accounts, home loans, and online banking. Learn more online at smbonline.com. Southwest Missouri Bank, an equal housing lender. Member FDIC, where their slogan is
Southwest Missouri Bank. We can do that.
Cedar Lane Farm and Garden at 143 Cherokee Avenue in Seneca is your local feed dealer and a supporter of Seneca Indian sports. Offering vet, livestock, and pet products, Cedar Lane also carries a full line of farm and garden supplies. For more information, contact Cedar Farm and Garden on Cherokee Avenue in Seneca today. The number is 417-776-8231. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. through 2 p.m. for your convenience. Go Indians!
Bottom of the first here in CJ and Seneca, 1-0 lead. Craig Hayes will lead things off for Carl Junction. Cooper Vedek's batting second. Brody Pant third. Deacon Endicott is the cleanup hitter. Wyatt McAfee fifth. Braden Larry sixth. Braxton Jones seventh. Gage Sitton eighth. And Aiden Strait ninth against Drew Sherwood here this afternoon. Silas Ball is catching him. Ian Heffernan left. Caden Klaus in center. And Ryan Owens in right field as here comes the first pitch to Hayes. That's low for a ball, so the count is 1-0. Third baseman today is Grant Houchin, short Jagger Wilson, second Braden Roark, and first is Hagen Ginger. 1-0 is hit on a couple hops. Wilson gets the true hop, throws to first, a low throw, and safe at first base. Good job there by Ball to back things up and keep him at first on the play.
Low and wide because Hagen was laying down on the ground trying to get to it.
So the leadoff runner is on here for CJ as Cooper Vedek will try and help his own cause. Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Perlu Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. As here comes, and they throw behind him, and Ginger couldn't hang on to it. Now they're going to try and get to second on the play, and in safely at second is Hayes. They had him, but Ginger couldn't hang on to it, and 2 errors have allowed Vedek to get to second.
Looked like he's trying to make the tag before he had the ball. I mean, they had him too. Had him dead to right. And then
still no count here on Vedek, but now a runner in scoring position here for CJ, and that was a late read by Hayes to get to second. Here comes the first pitch. That's in the dirt. It counts 1-0.
Mistakes like that is what you can't make against CJ.
And that's 2 of them, too, because
in a
it was
row.
Wilson with an error and then an error on on Ginger, as that 1-0 is high and outside, and the count's 2-0.
Yeah, he was out twice.
2-0 the count here on Vedek. So here comes the 2-0 pitch from Sherwood. Long look, and he throws it and hits it on the outside corner, and the count is 2-1. Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, and Prairie Top Chiropractic, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. As here comes the 2-1 from Sherwood. That hits the outside corner, and he's worked it from 2-0 to 2-2. So we'll see what happens here. Strikeout would be big for Sherwood. Anything on the left side, too. Houchin could probably, and Wilson could force Hayes back to the bag.
If it's strong enough, hit hard enough.
As here comes the 2-2 from Sherwood. That breaking ball is sprayed down that right field line, foul. Out of play. So the count remains 2-2. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Only the second batter here for Carl Junction. So here comes another 2-2. That pitch he just got a piece of to keep himself alive. This 7th pitch of that bat is coming up. Vedek's doing a good job here of making Sherwood work.
Well, it's not in, he hasn't thrown it down the middle, so he's just fouling it off, trying to stay alive.
So here comes another 2-2 from Sherwood. That breaking ball is spoiled foul. So Vidix continues to keep himself alive here. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Long at bat here for Vidix. See who wins the battle. Here comes a 2-2 from Sherwood. That pitch is poked down right, and Owens is there, and he lost it in the sun. It hit his glove, and 1 run is going to come in and score on the play. And the E9 out there. It looked like he had it red.
Oh, he was right there, but when it came down, I guess it was just right into the sun. Because you could see him flinch right there at the very end when he was trying to catch it.
So the first 2 batters have reached via error and have come around and scored to make it 1-1.
3 errors to start the inning, Ben. That's not good.
Well, you look at Seneca's run, that was unearned too. As here comes the first pitch to Pant. That's high and outside, and the count's 1-0. Lighthouse Tax Services, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, and the Northwest Arkansas Naturals, all sponsoring the broadcast. As here comes the 1-0 from Sherwood. That's high. The count's 2-0. Looked like he thought about offering at it, but decided not to.
Yeah, both of them high.
2-0 the count here on Pant. As here comes the 2-0 pitch from Sherwood. That pitch is swung on and missed. Maybe took a little bit off there, and the count now 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 the count here on Pant. As here comes a 2-1 from Sherwood. That 2-1 is high and outside. Counts 3-1, and what those errors do, it just runs up your pitch count too.
Runs your pitch count up. They get to see more pitches.
3-1 the count here. Pant 3-1 is swung on and missed. And he makes it full at 3-2. It says it's only 76, but it sure feels a little bit warmer than that.
Well, you're sitting in concrete in the sun. That usually ups it just a little bit.
As here comes the full count pitch to Pant. And he gets him to chase the high heat. That is a big first out for Seneca.
Any out right now is a big out.
1 down now for Deacon Endicott. People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministries, Seneca School District, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. And Darryl, kind of like Seneca, that right fielder, Ryan Owens, is looking directly into the sun.
Yeah, the field sets up exactly like Seneca's does.
So here comes the first pitch to Endicott. That's high and outside, and the count is 1-0. We'll see if the ball travels a little bit better here in Carl Junction than it does in Seneca. 1-0 the count here on Endicott. He calls time. So we'll just wait until he steps back in the box and do it all over again. As here comes the 1-0 to Endicott. And that hits the outside corner. And the count's 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. We're tied at 1. Runner at second for Carl Junction is Cooper Vidix. As here comes the 1-1. And the 1-1 from Sherwood is a breaking ball hit through the left side for a single. They're going to hold the runner at third. The runners will be at first and third. The runners will be at first and third here with 1 down for Wyatt McAfee. So that is the first hit for Carl Junction. So runners see if they have some kind of play on here. Runners at first and third, and Drew very good at picking people off too.
He's out there a little ways. He's not as far as the first runner was.
So here comes the first pitch to Wyatt McAfee, and that's in there for a strike. And the count is 0-1. McAfee and then Larry are the two next hitters here for Carl Junction. So here comes the 0-1. That's just low. And the count's 1-1 here to McAfee. So far, Endicott hasn't budged from first. They throw back. They haven't picked off. And now they're going to throw home, and he is out at home. Oh, they call it safe. It certainly looked like they had him out, but they call him safe at home.
Yeah, he was out.
So
but anyway.
As it's 2-1 the score. Now they had Endicott Napkin and Ginger did what he was supposed to do and waiting about as long as possible and threw down, and it looked like they had him, but the umpire calls him safe. So 2-1 the score here. Both those runs are unearned. 1-1 the count still here on McAfee.
Yeah.
Still one out. I mean, I don't think there's anything that Ginger could have done better.
No.
As here comes the 1-1 from Sherwood. That's swung on and missed. And the count is 1-2 strikes.
Oh, they played it right. They hit the guy at the home plate. I mean, you called it, Ben. I called it. I mean, umpire's the one that makes the final call, though.
1-2 the count, and that 1-2 is just outside. And the count 2-2 strikes.
Ooh.
That's a good miss there by Sherwood because it didn't miss by much.
No.
2-2 the count here on McAfee. Here comes the 2-2, and he swings and misses at the high heat, and there's 2 down. Now you're an out from getting out of this without any more damage given up.
Only giving up 2 runs after 3 errors.
As Braden Larry comes to the plate here for Carl Junction. As here comes the first pitch from Sherwood. That pitch is hammered to left field. Heffron coming in. And he cannot grab it, and it's an RBI single there for Larry. He'll take second on the play. And I mean, Heffron did about everything he could there to try and keep the run from coming in and grabbing it.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was trying to get to the baseball, trying to catch it on the fly, and he just couldn't get there. Kept it in front of him, but he knocked it away from himself quite a ways and let the runner score, and the other run can go from single to a double.
As Braxton Jones comes to the plate, this is the 7th batter to bat in the inning here for Carl Junction. As here comes the first pitch from Sherwood. That first pitch is in there for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Well, the way this inning has gone, should be worst case scenario 1-1.
Yeah.
As here comes the 0-1 pitch from Sherwood. That 0-1 hits the inside corner, and the count quickly 0-2. Larry has the only RBI so far here this afternoon. Or actually, I believe Endicott has an RBI single in there too as well. Or no, because he does not, because he was the one that got caught napping.
Yeah.
0-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. That will end the inning for Carl Junction. 3 runs in the inning on 2 hits. There were 3 errors, and they strand 1 as we hit the end of the first. It is CJ 3 and Seneca 1.
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
KNEA would like to thank the Big Nickel for sponsoring this portion of broadcasting on 91.7 FM. The Big Nickel is an advertising shopper for thousands of different items, from automobiles and livestock to help wanted and real estate. It covers a 70-mile radius in the 4-state area and is available in area businesses each week. Located at 1931 East 20th Street, Suite 103 in Joplin, Missouri. Their telephone number is 417-624-4100.
And we welcome you back as Seneca. Grant Houchin was at the plate when Ginger was thrown out at third. So 1-1 the count here on Ginger. On Houchin as he swings through that one. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Houchin, Heffron, and Prater are the 3 due up for Seneca here in the inning against Vedix. That pitch is high, and the count's 2-2. As here comes the 2-2 from Vedix. And that breaking ball is hit just over the second baseman's head. It's a single to start the inning here for Seneca. See if they can get some of that momentum back, Darryl.
There you go. That's the way we need to hit the baseball. On a line shot, just got over second baseman's head. We can start hitting the baseball like that. Maybe we can make some noise in districts.
As Heffron comes to the plate here for the Indians. Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank and Trust, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. Apparently a button or something came undone on that right fielder out there.
I don't know what's going on. His glasses, I believe.
Or maybe sunglasses came apart. Heffron coming to the plate now for Seneca as Houchin, the leadoff man, is on. As that pitch is high for a ball, and the count's 1-0.
I think this is the same pitcher we saw again in Monette tournament.
As here comes the 1-0, and that hits the inside corner, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Nobody out here in the top of the second as they throw behind Houchin, who does not have by any means a big lead.
No, he doesn't. It looks like he's not even a threat or thinking about trying to steal.
1-1 the count. Here comes the 1-1, and it's bunted, and they don't have a play at second, so a good job there by Heffron to get it down. It's a 1-3 put out, and the sac bunt allows Houchin to get to second.
Well, it's a good thing the shortstop was asleep over there because he didn't cover second base because the second baseman took off to cover first base because the first baseman was charging.
As Asher Prater comes to the plate here for the Indians.
They had a chance to get him at second.
And it's also a good thing, too, that Vedix couldn't quite get to it because they would have had Houchin doubled off. So here comes the first pitch to Prater, and that's high for a ball, and the count's 1-0. 4-State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, Neosho Chamber of Commerce, and Mid-America Specialty Markets all sponsoring the broadcast. 1-0 the count. Here comes the 1-0 from Vedix. That fastball is swung on and missed, and the count's 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner at second with 1 out here for the Indians. So here comes the 1-1 from Vedix. That pitch is popped foul to the screen, And the count will be 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right. Braden Roark on deck for Seneca. Seneca would love to get that second run in. 1-2 the count here on Prater. That pitch is hit up the middle. Shortstop's only play is to first, and he cannot make it. It's an E6 that has runners at first and third now. So Daryl, CJ's kind of returning the favor here to Seneca.
Well, at least we're putting the ball in play. Got a pinch runner.
And that pinch runner is Jackson Yoakum. So Yoakum will run for Prater. Runners are at first and third. Houchin, do you wonder there a little bit? Houchin a little bit in the way, and then the umpire in the way as well. Do you think that would have an effect on the shortstop?
No. It's baseball. He's seen that 100 times already this year. He just missed it coming out of the glove.
So Braden Roark coming to the plate and takes a called strike, so the count is 0-1.
That might be the best pitch you're going to see, Braden. I don't know if we're squeeze play or...
So here comes the 0-1, and that is not offered at as it's outside. And the count now goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count here on Roark. So here comes the 1-1. And he is trying a safety squeeze, and it's bunted foul, and the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. And I think with the safety squeeze there, head coach Chris used to saying, hey, don't swing at that one. Suicide squeeze, you kind of have to, but it doesn't look like it was a suicide squeeze.
Didn't look like, Houchin wasn't charging in from third.
1-2 the count here on Roark. The 1-2 is just outside, and the count's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nearing the top of the 5 o'clock hour, you're listening to KNEO 91.7 FM. Neosho dropping live online at kneo.org. 2-2 the count now on Roark. That pitch he gets a piece of to keep himself alive, which is all you can ask for. Thank you to Lighthouse Tax Services, downtown Seneca, offering personal and business tax filings for Missouri, multiple states, a sponsor of KNEO Radio, and the Seneca Indians. Count remains 2-2 here on Roark. Runner at first is Yoakum. Runner at third is Houchin. 2-2 the count here on Roark. Here comes the 2-2, and Vidic steps off. Not sure if he didn't like the sign he got or just wanted to regather himself.
Yeah.
Not a big lead at first at all by Yoakum. 2-2. Breaking ball is hit in the air to center field, and that's going to be an out. And Houchin is not going to come in. That probably was a good read there by Houchin, because that was a pretty strong throw in center field by Straight. It wasn't hit deep enough.
Yeah, it was hit kind of shallow. So, it's just the throw was off, but I'm not sure Houchin could have got there anyway.
Caden Klaus now comes to the plate here for the Indians. Still runners at first and third. That ball is boiled foul towards the Seneca dugout. Looks like everybody in the dugout's okay. This counts 0-1. That will make you go scattering pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
As here comes the 0-1 to Klaus. That is outside, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Houchin singled and advanced to third, but he's been stuck there. Here comes the 1-1, and that is on the outside corner, and the count 1-2. And now you have to battle here if you're Klaus.
Yeah, that was a good pitch to hit right there. It's right down the middle.
As here comes a 1-2 from Vidic. That's swung on and missed for strike 3. That will end the inning for Seneca. No runs, 1 hit, one error, and they strand 2. We head to the bottom of the second, 3-1 Carl Junction.
I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm for working hard for what you get and then protecting what you've got. Your home, your vehicles, your life. I'm for making an honest living and taking pride in what you do, and for giving back to the community I call home. I'm for serving my clients with the respect and dignity you would expect from the farmers that started this company. And though I know you probably hope you never need me, I'm here for you when you do. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and if you're a Missourian, I'm for you.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
Singing is my career and my calling, but I'm also a mother of 4.
And as entrepreneurs, we weigh the cost of every decision.
Medical bills are no longer a worry for our family, so I can focus on my calling.
And our family.
Joining Christian Healthcare Ministries was one of the best decisions we ever made. We're the Blair family, and this is our CHM story.
Choose your doctor without network restrictions, all at an affordable price. Enroll anytime at chministries.org/enroll.
This afternoon, they are hitting the ball hard so far here compared to Saturday.
Well, we've got a few hits and making contact with the baseball. We just can't get it in the right spot yet. But what do we have? 1 hit that time?
Yeah. So
the last inning.
2 hits in the game so far here. Unfortunately, that leadoff single couldn't come in and score. So that first pitch is a strike to Sitton, so the count's 0-1. Long look in by Sherwood as Ball trying to get the sign. And here comes the 0-1. That's low. And the count's 1-1. Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. They visit our branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians. As that fastball is high and the count's 2-1. Here comes the 2-1. That hits the outside corner, and the count 2-2. Love for it to be a clean inning here for Sherwood after errors there in the first. So that one is fouled off, and the count remains 2-2. As Aiden Strait had to go get the foul ball before we can resume play here.
It's always the backup batter or the next batter up that gets the foul balls. And
it's the 2-2 fastball is high, and the count full at 3-2. So here comes the 3-2, and that is low for ball 4. First walk of the game by Sherwood as Aiden Strait come to the plate, and that one hurts a little bit because now their number 9 hitter can probably bunt here and try and get that runner to second for the top of their order.
I don't know if Houchin is scooching in from the left side or not, but they may not bunt.
See if he tries to pick him off as well. They are going to try and bunt, and the first one's fouled into the mitt, so the count's 0-1. I don't know why you won it here with the number 9 hitter up.
Yeah.
0-1 the count here on Strait. As here comes the 0-1 from Sherwood. He's going to throw behind the runner, and he's back safely. Is Sitton. Once again, I mean, that's not a big lead by Sitton, and Sherwood continues to make things interesting for opposing base runners. Now the 0-1 is swung away. That ball hit to left. Heffren going to come in and grab it for out number 1. So they tried to bunt once and then said nuts to it and swung away there. There's one down for Craig Hayes, who reached on an error by the shortstop and then eventually scored on 2 different errors. So 1 out here in the inning as they get back to the top of the order. You look at Harrell Junction, they scored 3 runs in the first. 2 of them were unearned. So that one is thrown over by Sherwood.
Yeah, too many errors in that first inning, Ben. Missed plays, missed throws.
So here comes the first pitch to Hayes. It's popped foul. Going to get out of play, and the count is 0-1. Got to watch for vehicles now sometimes with those foul balls. 0-1 the count here on Hayes. Here comes the 0-1 from Sherwood. That fastball stays outside, and the count's 1-1. One out here in the bottom of the second. As here comes the 1-1 from Sherwood. And that's high and inside, and the count's 2-1. The other thing that does for Carl Junction in that first is they ran the pitch count up on Sherwood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did have some quick contact, but Vidix, before he reached on his error, he saw about 8 pitches. Pant, before he struck out, had a full count. McAfee, before he struck out, he had a 2-2 count. So that pitch is swung on and missed, and the count now 2-2. So CJ doing a good job of running the pitch count up here on Sherwood through inning plus. 2-2 the count here on Hayes. 2-2 is high, and the count full at 3-2. Northwest Arkansas Naturals return home to Arvis Ballpark on Tuesday night, May 20th, as they begin a 6-game homestand versus the Arkansas Travelers. That goes through Sunday, May 26th. For ticket information, visit nwanaturals.com. A supporter of high school baseball on KNEO as they throw behind Sitton again, who gets back safely. Full count here on Hayes, as here comes a 3-2 from Sherwood. That is popped foul. The count remains full. I got him to chase the high heat, but it wasn't quite high enough for him to swing over it, and B, if it was too high, he probably would have walked. So
yeah,
he did enough to make him nibble at it, but he did a good job of fouling it off, did Hayes.
Yeah, I think that actually was ball 4.
So here comes another 3-2 from Sherwood, and that's high and outside for ball 4. A 1-out walk, and runners are at first and second. You look at the way Carl Junction has had their base runners. It's been a gluttony of errors and now 2 walks. Vidix hit one to right field that Ryan Owens looked like he had the entire way until it hit him in the glove and popped out. Still only 1 out here in the inning as that pitch is popped in the air, foul, and it's going to get out of play behind us. So the count's 0-1.
Walks and errors, Ben. That's what'll kill you.
0-1 the count here on Vidix. He's trying to help his own cause here. Here comes the 0-1 from Sherwood. That 0-1 is low. Good job blocking it there by Ball. And the count's 1-1. Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO917 Sports. 1-1 the count here on Vidix. Comes the 1-1. That pitch is hit in the air to right field again. See if Ryan Owens has this one read. And he has that one measured. And a good throw in keeps them at first and second now with 2 down. As we're past the top of the 5 o'clock hour, you're listening to KNEO 91.7 FM. Neosho Joplin live online at kneo.org. So Pant comes to the plate, struck out his first time up. 2 down now. See if Sherwood can get out of his own mess that he created. So here comes the first pitch to him. That's foul tipped off Ball, who looks no worse for wear, and the count's 0-1. I don't know if it hit the umpire at all, but it definitely looked like it hit Ball. Or maybe it missed Ball and hit the umpire.
It was something. It ricocheted off someone, but they're all right.
As here comes an 0-1 from Sherwood. That fastball is high, and a good job there by Ball to snag it before it goes to the backstop. I will say, kind of like Seneca, there isn't a lot of room back there, and it's a hard backstop like Seneca that unless it's angled, it will come straight back to you.
Yeah, a little thick foam that'll just bounce ricochet right back to you.
1-1 the count here on Pant. Here comes the 1-1 from Sherwood. That one swung on and missed, and the count now moves to 1-2. Everyone at the Neosho Daily News, wish the Seneca Indians good luck. Let's go get that win. 1-2 the count here on Pant. Can touch any bag here to get an out as well. Here comes the 1-2 from Sherwood. And that's high, trying to get him to chase, and he does not, and the count's 2-2. Good crowd here in Carl Junction on a Monday afternoon. That's what happens when you have two very good baseball teams going at it. 2-2 the count. Here comes the 2-2 from Sherwood. And that is just high. And the count's full at 3-2. Got Pant to flinch a little bit, but just a little.
It must be something. It was a little something anyway, Ben.
So here comes the 3-2, and that pitch is yanked to center field, but Klaus does not have to move very far to grab it for the final out of the inning. So Sherwood able to work around his own mess he put himself in. CJ Strands 2 in the books, 3-1 Carl Junction.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, better health, better you.
Catcher. And so that was a good hit by Wilson, and you need to get him rolling a little bit here as you get towards the postseason.
Yeah, we need to get some bat working in on bats and see if we can't hit the baseball.
First pitch to Sherwood is in there for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Prolube Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, all sponsoring the broadcast. 0-1 is swung on and missed. Looks like he missed on the fastball, and the count's 0-2. Like you've said many a time this year, Drew is fine working with two strikes. That one's outside, and the count's 1-2.
Well, most kids get uncomfortable at 0-2 or when they got two strikes on them, but Drew's very...
So that pitch hits the inside corner for strike 3, and there's one down. Second strikeout of the game for Vedix.
Yeah, if it's close with two strikes, you just got to swing. It doesn't matter. Foul it off, do something.
So there's one down here for Wilson. Wilson tripled and then eventually scored on a fielder's choice. That pitch is laced to left center field, and Jagger's 2 for 2.
Well, good. That's what we need to get him going.
As he has 2 of the 3 hits now for Seneca, and he is a stolen base threat as well. This ball grounded to the third baseman, who had a perfect throw home that the catcher Jones couldn't handle, and Wilson was safe for Seneca's only run. As ball takes a called strike and the count's 0-1. But Seneca is hitting Vedix hard here so far today, but unfortunately haven't been able to really take advantage. As that ball is in the dirt, good job there, and a good lead by Wilson, and he is in safely at second base. That was a good throw by Jones to grab it off of the dirt and rifle it in there and make it a lot closer than it probably could have or should have been.
Yeah, that's the reason Jagger got there, because the throw was in the dirt. I mean, you had to backhand it, scoop it, and that just kind of throws your timing off as a catcher.
1-1 the count. Here comes the 1-1. That ball hit to the right side. It'll be a 4-3 put out. The fielder's choice does allow Wilson to get to third, but there's 2 downs now for 2 down.
And 2 down for Hagen Ginger when coming to plate.
With a runner at third.
Well, if he can get a base hit and get him in, that's what we're looking for.
You could watch not a suicide squeeze, but you could see a squeeze here too with Ginger's speed.
Yeah.
That's not outside the realm of possibilities. That pitch in the dirt, good block there by Jones. Counts 1-0. Second inning in a row that Seneca's had a runner on third. We'll see what happens here.
Come on, Hagen.
Here comes the 1-0. That pitch is hit, but right to the second baseman on a hop. And he will throw to first to end the inning for Seneca. No runs, one hit, no errors, one left. 2.5 in the books. It is 3-1 Carl Junction.
I am a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm here to talk about life, your dreams, your work, your family, and how you can protect it all with a company that will talk to you with the honesty of a farmer and take care of you with the integrity of a neighbor. I'll make sure no detail is left uncovered so your family can breathe easy. Because just like you, I chose to build a life in Missouri too. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm from Missouri for life.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
The Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce is an organization that exists to make Southwest Missouri a better place to live. That is why they are proud supporters of high school athletics. They understand that the life lessons learned from sporting competition teaches responsibility and discipline and makes our student athletes better citizens for tomorrow. Learn more about local area events online at neoshocc.com. Proud supporters of local school athletics.
And then eventually came in and scored as he beat a throw home, or maybe it was Vedix that beat the throw home from Ginger. As Endicott
they caught him stealing.
They caught him napping.
Off first base, and then
threw home, and Vedix beat the throw home. So that first pitch is high and outside for a ball. It counts 1-0. Some of it may be dependent on outcomes here, but I would not be surprised if Drew Sherwood gets the ball next Monday, as the 1-0 is hit in the air to left field, and that's deep. And out there in left field is Heffron, and he's able to grab it out there in deep left field. Off the bat, it didn't sound like it was hit that hard, but Heffron just kind of kept on drifting and finally grabbed it for out number one.
Well, he just missed it. I mean, he just missed it. He hit it hard, but it just missed the sweet spot. Hit it a little high.
So McAfee comes to the plate here for Carl Junction. He struck out his first time up. Sherwood with 3 strikeouts in the game. So that first pitch is in there for strikes. The count's 0-1. Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, and Prairie Top Chiropractic all sponsoring the broadcast. So here comes the 0-1. That pitch is hit through the left side. Wilson gets a hand on it, but not enough to really have a play there. It's a single here for McAfee. But like I was saying, Daryl, I would not be surprised if Sherwood gets the ball next Monday against Cassville or East Newton.
It wouldn't surprise me either. I mean, you can throw, you can dump them in a barrel and roll them out, and whoever comes out first.
It also wouldn't surprise me if Wilson got the start as well.
Wouldn't either.
As here comes the first pitch to Larry, who singled his first time up. He has an RBI as that pitch is high for a ball. Counts 1-0, maybe inside as well, maybe more inside than high. Counts 1-0 here.
That was up around the shoulders there.
On Larry. Not a big lead at first. Bell in the dirt. Good block. Well, ball had it run away from him there. He blocked it, but Daryl, that's one where you're talking about trying to get the whole body in front of it because the glove hit it and it just skipped away from him.
Yeah. When you throw it down like that, you got to slide over sideways and get in front of it. Just knock it in front of you. Knocked in front of you, the runner's still at first base.
2-0 the count now as Larry has the lone RBI for Carl Junction as that pitch is outside. And the count's 3-0. Lighthouse Tax Services, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, the Northwest Arkansas Naturals all sponsoring the broadcast. 3-0 the count. Here comes the 3-0. That's in there for a strike. It's the inside corner, and the count's 3-1. Larry still way ahead here for Carl Junction. So once again, one of those, Daryl, you always talk about, it's got to be his pitch for him to want to swing.
Right.
Especially with a runner in scoring position. Now that 3-1 pitch is hit in the air to center field. Klaus goes back and snags it, and there are 2 down. That ball seemed like it was hit harder than it was. It just seemed like it kind of died out there.
Well, it kind of hit off toward the handle of the bat, but Klaus didn't have to move very far.
Yeah.
Caden didn't have to move very far at it. Off a left-handed hitter, ball's curving right back to him.
As Jones comes to the plate, he struck out his first time. Sherwood was able to strand 2 in the second. He'd love to strand that runner at second here in the third. So here comes the first pitch from Sherwood. That's high for a ball, and the count's 1-0. People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministries, Seneca School District, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. 1-0 the count here on Jones. Here comes the 1-0 from Sherwood. That's in the dirt, and he couldn't find it, could ball, but he did a good job of blocking it and keeping it in front of him, like you said.
Yeah. Keep it in front of him. The runner hesitates about going.
2-0 the count here on Jones. Larry flew out on a 3-1 pitch, so we'll see if Sherwood can get an out here. And that pitch is high for a ball, and the count's 3-0. Larry also had a 3-0 count before flying out on a 3-1. Is Ball going to go out and talk to his pitcher here for a moment? While we have a moment, the Northwest Arkansas Naturals return home to Arvis Ballpark on Tuesday night, May 20th, as they begin a 6-game homestand versus the Arkansas Travelers that goes through Sunday, May 26th. That is the Sunday before Memorial Day. For ticket information, visit nwanaturals.com. Supporter of high school baseball here on KNEO. 3-0 the count here on Jones. That pitch is high and outside for ball 4. And it's been a little bit of a struggle here today, Daryl, as that's the third walk given up by Sherwood, which is a little bit uncharacteristic. And head coach Chris Eustace is going to come out, and we'll see if there's a pitching change or if there's just a conversation to be had, as you have a courtesy runner for the catcher.
Number 22.
And I'm going to have to get my phone out. Actually, 22. That should be Weston Carmian. And I think that's kind of what head coach Chris Eustace is talking about to Drew, is just, hey, throw the ball, let the guys make outs behind you.
Yeah, they can't help you out. You know, if you're walking them, the boys behind you can't make outs for you. And you just got to throw strikes and live with the results.
To keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule, be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X, KNEO 917 Sports. Seneca at home tomorrow. We'll have that broadcast live online, kneo.org. 4:30 first pitch, about a 4:10 pregame show. As here comes the first pitch to Gabe Sitton, who walked his first time. That pitch hits the inside corner, and the count's 0-1. Then they head to Lamar on Thursday for the second time this year. There will not be a broadcast on Thursday. 0-1 the count here on Sitton. As here comes the 0-1 pitch from Sherwood. That pitch is yanked down the right field line. It's in foul territory, and it stays foul. That foul territory really kind of sneaks up on you there at the end because of the batting cages, but it was just a tad bit foul.
It reminds me of Cassville's. Cassville's has got some good, got some wide down the line until you get past the bases, and then it really comes in at the batting cages or the pitching cages.
Yeah.
And this is what this does.
0-2 the count now on Sitton. Here comes an 0-2 from Sherwood. That is high, trying to get him to chase the fastball, and the count's 1-2. Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank and Trust, all sponsoring the broadcast. 1-2 the count here on Sitton. Comes the 1-2. That's high and outside. The count's 2-2. You really want to leave that number 9 hitter to start off the fourth inning. 2-2 the count here on Sitton. So he's worked it from 0-2 to 2-2. Comes the 2-2. That's high and outside, and the wild pitch allows the runners to get to second and third. Now a base hit probably scores 2. It counts full at 3-2.
Now this is the mental mistakes that drive a coach nuts.
3-2 the count here on Sitton. 2 outs in the inning. I mean, you're still a play away from getting out of it. That 3-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3 to end the inning. For Carl Junction, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. We head to the 4th, 3-1 Carl Junction.
Is your sorrow too great for you to bear? Jesus Christ can give you comfort and companionship.
Billy Graham.
You who must go through the valley of the shadow of death. You who must say goodbye to those whom you have loved. Take heart, take courage. Our Lord Jesus Christ is more than adequate for your sorrow.
That's because Jesus died on a cross to pay the penalty for your sin. If you surrender your heart to Him, He'll give you a life filled with peace, joy, and happiness, even during times of suffering and sorrow.
I tell you, there is joy in following Jesus Christ. Repent of your sins at this moment. Receive Him as your Savior. He will come into your heart. Start reading your Bible, spending time in prayer, and know the joy of walking day by day with Jesus Christ.
Ready to get started? Go to findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
The second and then was stranded at third. Heffron technically does not have a plate appearance because he had a sacrifice bunt, and then Prater reached on an error. Seneca would love to get some of those runs in. They've stranded runners at third the past 2 innings. So the first pitch to Houchin is fouled back to the screen, so the count's 0-1. Houchin, Heffron, and Prater, the 3 due up. Anybody who reaches row arc would come to the plate. Oh, and 1 the count here on Houchin. So here comes the 0-1. That's outside. And the count's 1-1. Four-State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce, Mid-America Specialty Markets, all sponsoring the broadcast. So that 1-1 is low and outside. You could have picked low or outside or both, and I think I was both.
Yeah, both pitches were in the same spot. He's trying to hit that outside corner, and he's missed them 2 times in a row.
So here comes the 2-1. That pitch is yanked foul down the right field line out of play, and the count now moves to 2-2.
Yeah, that's the one you wanted right there. I mean, you knew it was coming, 2-1. He didn't want to go 3-1. You know he's going to go throw strikes.
So here comes the 2-2. That's high. Count's full now at 3-2. No, he's got to come after you here. You would anticipate fastball and then just try and foul anything else off.
Yeah, you'd anticipate fastball.
Comes the 3-2, and there it is for strike number 3. As that is strikeout number 3 for Vedix. So Ian Heffron will come to the plate. Heffron technically does not have a plate appearance, as he had a sacrifice bunt his first time. That was a good one. Well, you would say the shortstop fell asleep. So that first pitch is high for a ball, and the count's 1-0.
He got the runner to second. That's the main thing. But did they have a play if the shortstop was covered? Yeah.
And they also potentially had a play if Vedix could have got off the mound a little bit quicker, as that pitch is outside, and the count's 2-0. Because that ball did not land that far in front of him in the air. As here comes the 2-0. That's low, and it's 3-0, and Heffron is way ahead here. And Vedix has the ball go through him. Ball's just flying everywhere right now.
Yeah, well, he's disgusted with himself throwing 3 balls in a row. But anyway, let's see if I imagine Ian may be taking next couple.
That pitch is high and inside for ball 4. And Heffron reaches that as the first walk of the afternoon by Vedix. Now Prater comes to the plate. He's able to re-enter after getting pulled for a pinch runner. So Jackson Yoakum is done for the day, but Prater can re-enter at least this one time. If they pulled him again, then he'd have to be done.
Yep.
So here comes the first pitch to Prater. That hits the outside corner. Counts 0-1. Prater and then Roark. If those two can get on, Caden Klaus will come to the plate. Heffron, not a huge lead over at first base.
No, he's not going anywhere.
0-1 is a breaking ball hit slowly to third. Only play is to first. It's a 5-3 putout. A fielder's choice does get Heffron to second. As Roark comes to the plate, he flew out to center field his first time up. Thank you to Lighthouse Tax Services in downtown Seneca, offering personal and business tax filings for Missouri and multiple states. Sponsor of KNEO Radio and the Seneca Indians. And Darrell, I think his fly ball was the one that wasn't quite deep enough to allow Houchin to come in and score.
Let's see if he can hit the ball again, maybe get a base hit this time.
That one swung on and missed, so the count is 0-1. Just a little bit late on that one. 0-1 the count here on Roark. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Comes the 0-1. That's on the outside corner, and the count's quickly 0-2. Now you need to protect here with 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. Heffron over at second. Here comes the 0-2, and he does not offer at it. Good job there resisting the high and outside fastball, and the count's 1-2. Heffron at second for the Indians. They've already stranded a couple runners in scoring position. That pitch also stays outside, and he's worked it from 0-2 to 2-2. Love for him to find a way on. Base hit should score Heffron.
Possibly. Heffron needs to get off the base a little bit further. He's not putting any pressure on anyone.
As here comes the 2-2 from Vedix. And he fouls it off out of play. But he does a good job to get a piece and keep himself alive.
Yep.
It's all you can ask for in those kind of scenarios. You know Vedix doesn't want to make it full at 3-2. You got to anticipate fastball and kind of protect against anything else. See if you can hang in there with a curveball or a changeup. There's the curveball changeup, and there's your EC by Coach Eust.
Yeah, his Gold Glove went out the window. Dropped the ball. I'll give him a little bit. You know, he didn't. It's a line shot, and he didn't have a glove on. So
count remains 2-2. See what Vedix throws here. Comes another 2-2, and he does a good job of spoiling that one off. Third straight foul ball here by Roark. Got it 0-2. He's worked it to 2-2 and has fouled off 3 straight. Can you take advantage?
I'd be looking for curveball here. Something off speed.
2-2 the count. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. There's your off-speed pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. For Seneca, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left, 3.5 in the books. It's 3-1, Carl Junction.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is better health, better you.
You got to get out, Ben.
Yeah, that's what happened last time as he flew out to left field. Or, that's kind of what happened there in the second, Daryl, is the 8-hitter walked. And so you thought maybe a bump play would go on as that first pitch hits the outside corner, so the count's 0-1. And then he flew out on an 0-1 count. Right.
You got to get the
sun has disappeared behind the clouds for a minute,
and
that makes it feel good. As that is a changeup swung on and missed, and the count now 0-2, way ahead here for Sherwood. He desperately needs a quick inning. As here comes the 0-2. That pitch is yanked over the head of Roark at second. Owens trying to cut it off. He does cut it off, but not enough in time as it's a leadoff double there for Straight. You wish Roark was maybe Ginger's height, Daryl, because if he was Ginger's height, he might have been able to make the play.
He needed a few inches, didn't he?
As Greg Hayes comes to the plate, he has reached on an error and walked, and that one hurts Daryl also because it was an 0-2 count.
Well, the 0-2 count doesn't bother me. The bother me was the pitch.
So here comes the first pitch to Hayes. That's in there for a strike, and the count's 0-1.
You throw two straight curveballs for strikes, and you give him another curveball. He's looked at 3 in a row. I would have threw a fastball at his hands.
Here comes the 0-1, and that fastball is high, and the count's 1-1. All 4 runs in the game were scored in the first inning, and 3 of the 4 between the two teams were unearned. So here comes the 1-1. That one hits the inside corner, and the count now 1-2. Cloud offering some nice relief from the sun here for at least a couple minutes.
A few minutes.
Let's count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Comes the 1-2 to Hayes. Long look in by Sherwood. That pitch popped foul.
No, so it's in
it's in play, and it's going to fall in front of Owens. I had no clue where that ball was, and it somehow stayed in play. Runners will be at first and third, and that landed in the Bermuda Triangle in between Roark, Owens, and Ginger.
Yeah, they're all there, but they couldn't get to it.
As Vidix comes to the plate, he has flown the ball to right both times. He reached the first time because it came out of Ryan Owens' glove. So if I were Seneca, I would anticipate it going to Ryan Owens. As here comes the first pitch, and they throw behind Hayes, who does not have a big lead. Hayes has reached all 3 times he's been on base. Error walk and single. Vidix 0 for 2. That ball is a swinging bunt. Only play is to first, as coming in and scoring on the play is Straight on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, there wasn't nothing Hagan could do about that one, or Drew Sherwood could do about that one.
It's a 1-3 put out, but Vidix gets an RBI and makes it 4-1. And the other thing he does too is advances that runner to second. This Pant is 0 for 2.
Yeah, that's what you'd want out of a bunt.
It's kind of a swinging bunt there. As that first pitch is a changeup swung on and missed. So the count's 0-1. And Daryl, that number 9 hitter that you couldn't get out is the one that came in and scored.
Yeah.
As here comes the 0-1. That's low. The count's 1 ball and 1 strike. Kind of interesting enough, they have the pitch count over on the scoreboard for you too. 1-1 the count here on Pant. Here comes the 1-1. That's foul tipped, and it ripped the cover off the ball. It's the count now 1-2. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. And Drew's allowed 105 pitches, and pitch number 84 is coming up. That first inning, he hasn't had a clean inning here today. That pitch is high, counts 2-2. Even in the second and third, when they didn't score, they had runners in scoring position.
Mm-hmm.
So he hasn't had an easy inning here this afternoon. 2-2 the count here on Pant. Comes the 2-2 from Sherwood. That's high. And the count now full at 3-2. Pant has struck out and flown out to center field. Endicott, who's on deck, has singled and flown out to left. CJ doing a good job of causing havoc here as the 3-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. And there are 2 down. As stealing third on the play is Hayes.
I think that was a hit and run he had called on because he swung at a ball down low.
It's Endicott 1 for 2, singled in the first, and then flew out to left in the third. Love to leave that runner stranded at third for Carl Junction. So that first pitch is inside, and the count is 1-0. Two outs here in the bottom of the fourth. So here comes the 1-0 from Sherwood. That hits the top of the zone, and the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Just nipped the top of the zone and the outside corner. Comes the 1-1. That pitch hit on a couple hops to Houchin at third and throws to first in time for the putout to end the inning. For Carl Junction, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and they strand 1. 4 in the books, 4-1 Carl Junction.
The staff at Mid-America Specialty Markets, along with Jamie and Terry Langford, are proud to serve our community and support the local high school students in their extracurricular activities this school year. Langford Insurance specializes in life, agribusiness, commercial, and personal insurance needs. Please stop by and see us at our office at 908 Washington Avenue, or call us at 417-776-LIFE, or visit us at midaminsurance.com.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
It'll be Klaus, Sherwood, and Wilson. Wilson has had a good day at the plate for Seneca. He has scored Seneca's lone run, and he's 2 for 2. And Darryl, he kind of needs to get off the schneid for Seneca here in the last week getting into postseason play.
Well, the top of the lineup has got to get going. And, Seneca wants to make a run through the postseason. They got to get the top lineup going.
So that first pitch is not offered at, and it's low. Counts 1-0. Klaus struck out in his lone plate appearance. The 1-0 is hit to left center field. See if it'll fall, and it'll fall in the gap. They do a good job of cutting it off, but a leadoff runner is on for the Indians. It's the second time in the game that Seneca has had the leadoff runner on, but now see if that can be a table setter for the top of the order. See if Seneca can get something rolling here in the top of the 5th. That is their 4th hit of the afternoon. Klaus going to take off, and the pitch is in the dirt. Somehow it missed Sherwood, and a stolen base there for Klaus.
Yeah, the catcher had no chance. None at all. He had to backhand that behind Sherwood.
You almost wish Sherwood, you almost wish Sherwood could have gotten hit by it. Then you'd have runners at first and second.
Yeah.
A runner in scoring position with nobody out for the Indians, and a 2-0 count as that pitch is outside. Seneca really, they stranded runners at second, in the second and the third, at third, but they didn't have any. They had some outs. That pitch is popped in the air, foul, and see if it gets out of play. Just out of play there is the third baseman just runs out of room by the, I don't know if that's a bullpen or if that's
a bullpen
or a hitting cage.
Yes.
All of the above.
It works as both. Yeah, that's warm up cage for the pitchers. Or you can use that as a batting cage, too, because they've got all the nets around it.
2-1 the count here on Sherwood. Runner at second is Klaus. And he was trying to bunt his way on, and he bunts it foul, and the count's 2-2. That third baseman was playing back, so that honestly isn't necessarily a bad play. I don't know if that was him doing that on his own, but with his speed, he could beat it out.
It wasn't a bad play, but he left it out there because that was a ball 3.
Yeah.
It was high and outside.
So the count now 2-2 on Sherwood. That pitch he spoils foul to keep himself alive. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Both teams in the last week of their regular season. Seneca's district starts technically on Friday. They don't start until next Monday. CJ will start next Wednesday. The 2-2 is outside and the count's full 3-2. But CJ's district, they are stuck with Webb City and Mack County going up to the Kansas City area. They have to go to Raytown South. That one will start next Wednesday. 3-2 the count. Here comes the full count pitch. That pitch is laced to left field, and the left fielder is going to snag it out there in front of the warning track. Hit hard, but right at somebody.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it was hit hard. It was just he got underneath it just a little bit.
As Jagger Wilson comes to the plate, he's 2 for 2 here this afternoon.
Let's make it 3 for 3. Let's get him going.
See if you can get that run in for second, too. Try and get that run back and then some. Here comes the first pitch to Wilson, and that is outside for a ball, and the count's 1-0. New Mac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, ProLube Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine, all sponsoring the broadcast as the sun has made its appearance again. 1-0 the count here on Wilson. That pitch is swung on and missed. Kind of tied him up on his hands there. Counts 1-1. One out here in the top of the 5th. Klaus over at second. He had a leadoff single and stole second base. Comes the 1-1. That pitch is swung on and missed as it looked like he was late on that fastball. The count's 1-2.
And that was right down the middle.
Now you got to protect here. I would anticipate junk and try and fight off a fastball. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. And swung on and missed for strike 3 as he blew a fastball by him. I think he was thinking what I was. Just a late.
Why change it, yeah.
As that is strikeout number 4-5 on the afternoon for Vedix as ball comes to the plate. Second baseman has been busy when he's been at the plate. He has 2 putouts to Gabe Sitton. As here comes the first pitch to ball. That off-speed pitch is hit to third. Throws to first in time, and Seneca strands a leadoff single. 4.5 in the books. It is still 4-1 Carl Junction.
Locally owned, operated, and here for you. Check out the new face of the Neosho Daily News, covering Newton County, highlighting area residents, businesses, school news, sports, and more. Find us on Facebook at Neosho Daily News or call 417-451-1520. Go get 'em, Indians!
Happy Egg supports the family farmer because they've seen the difference a choice like this can make. Now you can grow for Happy Egg and choose to raise hens the right way, the happy way. When you grow for Happy Egg, you're growing for a family-owned and operated business. You're raising happy hens on 10+ acres who will lay happy eggs. You're working for yourself. As a Happy Egg grower, you'll receive new flock cost support and yield-based compensation. Visit happyegg.com/grower to apply today.
5, 6, and 7 due up for Carl Junction here in the 5th. McAfee, Larry, and Jones are the 3 due up. And Darrell, Sherwood hasn't had an easy inning here this He's ripe for one.
No, he hasn't. He struggled a little bit. I mean, got too many walks. I mean, they've hit the ball, and they're going to hit the ball. But he's had too many walks, and we've had too many errors right behind him. So let's see if we can't have a good inning this round.
McAfee 1 for 2 as that first one's in there for a strike. So the count 0-1. He singled in the third, was stranded at third. He's also struck out. So that pitch is fouled back to the screen, and the count 0-2. Way ahead here for Sherwood, and last time threw an 0-2 breaking ball. He throws another one, and that one spoiled out of play. His count remains 0-2. But
yeah, that looked like an off-speed changeup maybe.
Got to change the speeds a little bit sometimes as here comes the 0-2. That pitch is yanked to right center field and deep, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. That's going to be at least 2. Klaus able to cut it off, but it is a double there for McAfee. And again, second inning in a row, Seneca has the leadoff hitter 0-2, and they get a double out of it. Larry 1 for 2. He has singled and flown out to center. Love to strand that runner kind of like what Seneca did in the top half. That first pitch is high, and the runner does not go. This pitch is 1-0 as McAfee either didn't read it well or it didn't get far enough away from ball. Combination of the two.
Combination.
1-0 the count. Here comes the 1-0 from Sherwood. That hits the outside corner. The count's 1-1. Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, and Prairie Top Chiropractic all sponsoring the broadcast. 1-1 the count here. Here comes the 1-1. That 1-1 is hit on the knuckles, and it's going to get through for a single. And they're going to send the runner home. And that's where you hit the cutoff man because you keep the runner at first. But leadoff double eventually comes in and scores as that's the second RBI of the afternoon for Larry. And he makes it 5-1.
Now batting the catcher, Braxton Jones.
That one, he got jammed on the inside but was able to muscle it through the middle.
Hit a ground ball where we weren't.
It's Jones 0 for 1 on the day. He walked his last plate appearance. See if Sherwood tries to pick him off at all. As the first pitch hits him. Runners will be at first and second now on the hit by pitch. And number 8 hitter, Gabe Sitton, coming to the plate. Sitton 0 for 1. He's also walked as here comes your courtesy runner.
Yeah.
Weston Carmian.
Baseman Gabe Sitton.
Still nobody out here in the 5th. Now would be a perfect time for a 5-4-3 double play, triple play.
Well, yeah, you got to get it done first.
So they're going to try and bunt the runners over. They're going to throw to third, and a bad throw allows the runner to get to third, and then they tag him out because he didn't get back. And good job there by Houchin.
Well, the runner thought the ball went past him.
I did too.
he thought the ball went past him, so he's taking off going to run, but he didn't realize Houchin still had the ball.
So it's a 2-5 put out, and the runners are at first and second, 4 straight. I mean, a better throw, he would have been out anyways, but a good job there by Houchin for it to not go down the left field line.
Yeah, it was a good snag to keep that. Just keep it in play and in front of him.
Straight doubled his last time as he takes a pitch high, and the count is 1-0. He's also flown out to left field. Is Sherwood creeping up on the 100 pitch count. As here comes pitch number 100. At 1-0 is swung on and fouled back to the screen. So the count's 1-1. Carl Junction has added one more in this inning to make it 5-1. Have runners at first and second. 1-1 the count here on straight. Here comes the 1-1. That's in there for a strike. The count's 1-2. Lighthouse Tax Services, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, and Northwest Arkansas Naturals, all sponsoring the broadcast. 1-2 the count here on straight. That is high and inside, and the count is 2-2. Two and two the count here on straight. Here comes the 2-2 from Sherwood. That's high, and the count's full at 3-2. Don't really want to load the bases for the top of the Carl Junction order. As here comes the full count pitch. That pitch is yanked to left field, and out there is Heffron. They potentially had the runner out at second, but he gets back as it's an F7 on the play. And I think the runner at second, Jones, lost track of the outs. That was pitch number 104 from Sherwood, so he can pitch here to Hayes.
He gets to finish the batter anyway.
So Hayes 1 for 2 on the day. He's also walked.
Yeah, I don't know what the runner was on second doing, but they had him picked off if he throwed it to second base.
Long look in at the signs from Sherwood. Comes the first pitch to Hayes. That pitch is popped foul, and the count is 0-1. Hayes has been on base a lot here today. He's been on base all 3 times. He's come to the plate. Once a single, once a walk, and once an error. 0-1 the count here on Hayes. 0-1. Hits the inside corner, and the count is 0-2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. As Sherwood looking in for the sign, and here comes an 0-2 pitch. That pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. That will end the inning for Carl Junction. They get 1 more run on 2 base hits, no errors, and 2 stranded. We head to the 6th inning. It's 5-1 Carl Junction.
The Bible indicates that time is a mystery.
Billy Graham.
It is a paradox that while even a tiny child can tell us what time it is, not the profoundest philosopher can tell us what time itself is.
So, what should you be doing with the time you have?
Time has been given to you for the purpose of glorifying God in this life. Time has been given to you to have an encounter with the living God.
That encounter happens when you ask His Son, Jesus Christ, to forgive your sins and to take control of your life.
Ladies and gentlemen, the hour is late. Today is the day of salvation. Now you can accept Jesus Christ as your Savior. You can put your faith, your trust, and your confidence in Him.
If you'd like to learn more about beginning a relationship with Jesus Christ, then call us at 855-255-PRAY. That's 855-255-PRAY. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
4, 5, and 6 hitters to the plate against Cooper Vedix. Vedix doing a lot better on his pitch count as he's sitting at 76 here to begin the 6th inning. Seneca has stranded 3 different base runners at second and or third. Actually, if you look at second too, they've stranded 4 over those innings. And most of those guys have come with less than 2 outs. Ginger takes a fastball on the inside corner. The count's 0-1. Ginger, Houchin, and Heffron are the 3 due up. Ginger reached on a fielder's choice and stole second as that pitch is in there, and the count's 0-2. So Ginger now with 35 stolen bases on the year, and I think the season record is 36, and head coach Chris Hughes not happy with that strike 2 call.
Yeah, he's got to battle now hard.
So that 0-2 pitch fouled off at the plate and keeps himself alive. Apparently that hit the catcher more than the umpire. I thought that hit the umpire. The catcher, Jones, is the one that's a little bit gimpy here. People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministry, Seneca School District, all sponsoring the broadcast. 0-2 the count here on Ginger. That breaking ball is hit up the middle. Shortstop can't get it, and it's a single here for Hagen Ginger. Once again, Darryl, the leadoff runner is on for Seneca.
I don't know. See if we can get some hits behind him, and maybe get a run or two in.
Have to wonder at some point, Houchin 1 for 2. Do you pitch out with how often Seneca steals on that first pitch?
No, it's Hagen. He's out to a pretty good sized lead. He's going.
That first pitch is outside, and Ginger is in there with the stolen base. And I think, Darryl, if my memory serves me correctly, that ties the single-season stolen base record, as that's 36.
I don't know. I'll leave that up to Coach Hughes. I didn't thought he had, but here's what gets me is the second baseman is one holding him on, and
that 1-0 is swung on and missed. The count's 1-1,
and that. Like I said, he could get off further off second base, but he doesn't realize it. He's got to watch second. He's got to watch the second baseman. Coach Hughes can watch the shortstop behind him. But right now, get off the base.
As here comes the 1-1, and that hits the outside corner, and the count is 1-2. Houchin singled his first time up. He struck out his last time.
See, I know he wants to steal. He's looking for it, but still, yet he's got to get off the base because if Houchin gets a base hit, he can't score unless he gets that lead.
So here comes the 1-2, and that is outside, and the count is 2 strikes. Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank and Trust, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. Seneca scored their single run in the first.
See, there's no one holding him on.
As here comes the 2-2 from Vidix. That pitch is yanked down the right field line, but the right fielder is able to snag it. Tagging on the play is Ginger, so he will take third on that, but it's an F9 down that right field line as Heffron comes to the plate. Heffron has a sacrifice bunt and also is walked. Ginger, one of the more aggressive base runners that the Indians have. One out here. Need that run to come in and then get some more hits. As there's one out now for Heffron. First pitch is a curveball that he swings through and misses. So counts 0-1. We're at the top of the 6 o'clock hour. You're listening to KNEO 91.7 FM, Neosho Joplin, live online at kneo.org.
Third baseman's playing in, just anticipating maybe a bunt.
The 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and the count quickly now 0-2. Vidix could be working on a shutout if his catcher could have caught that ball on the first.
Yeah, he's throwing strikes.
So that 0-2 is fouled off. Good job there by Heffron to get a piece and keep himself alive.
5-1 lead. What are you going to do? You're going to throw strikes and make him, make Seneca beat you. Here it is. If you can hit it and beat us, that's fine. But you haven't proven you can hit the ball yet. So
comes another 0-2, and that hits the top of the zone for strike 3. And there are 2 down now as Asher Prater comes to the plate. Prater has reached on an error, and he's grounded out.
Designated hitter Asher Prater.
That's another one of those. There's 2 strikes. You got to be swinging the bat. The Seneca fans are groaning, but you got to swing.
Why are you letting the umpire make that decision? If it's close, you got to go.
As Prater comes to the plate, comes the first pitch to him, and it's inside. Ducked out of the way. Almost looked like he ducked into a strike.
He threw a curveball, but it just hung it.
1-0 the count here on Prater. Here comes the 1-0. That fastball is swung on and missed, and the count's 1-1. 4-State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau agent Josh Dotson, the Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce, Mid-America Specialty Markets, all sponsoring the broadcast. 1-1 the count here on Prater. The 1-1 hits the outside corner, and the count's 1-2. Now you have to protect here with 2 strikes and not let the umpire make the decision for you. 1-2 the count. Here comes the 1-2. That's swung on and missed for strike 3. That will end the inning for Seneca. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. They strand 1, 5.5 in the books. Carl Junction is up 5-1.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Huddle Springs Church of Christ is bringing you today's ball game. They're a family-friendly church located just a few miles outside Seneca at 19306 Huddle Springs Road. With Sunday morning and evening worship services as well as midweek services on Wednesdays, check out HuddleSpringsChurchofChrist.org for more information about all the classes and fellowships they offer throughout the week. Huddle Springs Church of Christ, where they say, "We want to go to heaven with you."
Them were earned 3 base on balls and 6 strikeouts, and I would say Sherwood kind of labored through those 5 innings, but he was able to get them 5.
Yeah, he didn't have his best stuff today. I mean, let's put it that way. I mean, he walked some. He walked probably too many, but we gave up too many errors behind him. That ups the pitch count. So you've got to play solid baseball if you're going to tangle with CJ.
Here comes the first pitch. That is hit on a couple hops to Wilson at short, throws to first in plenty of time. It's a 6-3 putout, and there's 1 down as Vedix is out. Pant now comes to the plate, then Endicott. Pant 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a flyout. He's probably happy to be done with Sherwood, and what that does now is you have Drew Sherwood moving back to center and Klaus moves to left.
Yeah, pretty easy switch.
So here comes the first pitch, and that is high for a ball, and the count's 1-0.
That's the same one he called Ian out on.
As here comes the 1-0. That pitch is hit to Wilson at short. Another throw over, and it was out by half a step. Wilson almost took too long there, but was able to get him out, and that is the definition of an easy 2 outs. 3 pitches and 2 outs.
Yeah.
Everyone at the Neosho Daily News wishes the Seneca Indians good luck. Let's go get that win. Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. You may visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Proud sponsor, the Seneca Indians. Endicott 1 for 4 on the afternoon. He fouls that one off. And CJ swinging early and often here against Heffron.
Well, it's easy to do when you're up 5-1.
0-1 the count here on Endicott. To keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ballgame schedule, sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO 917 Sports. Comes the 0-1, and that fastball is high. And the count is 1-1. 2 outs here in the inning. 1-1 the count. Love for Heffron to have an easy inning here. Here comes the 1-1. That pitch is hit on a couple hops to second. Throws to first, and that is 3 ground balls and 3 outs for Heffron. We head to the 7th. Seneca needing 4 to tie, 5 to take the lead here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Happy Egg supports the family farmer because they've seen the difference a choice like this can make. Now you can grow for Happy Egg and choose to raise hens the right way, the happy way. When you grow for Happy Egg, you're growing for a family-owned and operated business. You're raising happy hens on 10+ acres who will lay happy eggs. You're working for yourself. As a Happy Egg grower, you'll receive new flock cost support and yield-based compensation. Visit happyegg.com/grower to apply today.
I've seen First Community Bank all over, but then to take my stuff to some people that didn't really know me and took a chance, that spoke volume.
I'll always be grateful to First Community and
that whole team over at Harrison that helped get me started.
Anytime I need anything, just a phone call away. We're really proud to be with First Community Bank.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
So it is possible to get that kind of rally going as Rourke swings through that one and the count's 1-1. Probably swung that ball too, but
yeah, he did. It was possible, but
the 1-1 is hit in the air to center field, but the center fielder glides over and catches it for out number 1. As Klaus comes to the plate, Klaus 1 for 2. A thank you to Lighthouse Tax Services in downtown Seneca, offering personal business tax filings for Missouri and multiple states, sponsor of KNEO Radio and the Seneca Indians. Seneca scored the first run of the game, and Carl Junction has answered with 5 of their own. So that first pitch is fouled back to the screen. Count is 0-1. If you're Seneca, you'd love to get Vedix out of this game, but he's only at pitch 98 here.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to.
So that pitch is low, and the count is 1-1. It would take a base runner or 2 to get on. Here comes the 1-1. That pitch is yanked to left field, and the left fielder going to come in and grab it for out number 2. Seneca has hit the ball hard twice, just right at CJ players as Drew Sherwood comes to the plate. Northwest Arkansas Naturals return home to Arvis Ballpark on Tuesday night, May 20th, so they begin a 6 a.m. homestand versus the Arkansas Travelers that goes through Sunday, May 26th. For ticket information, visit nwanaturals.com. Support of high school baseball on KNEO. So that first pitch is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. So here comes the 0-1. That pitch is hit to the right side. Second baseman bobbles it a little bit, throws back, and they call him out. And that will end the ball game. Seneca does not get anything going here in the 7th. Seneca falls to 17-9 on the year. Carl Junction improves to 21-9 on the season. The postgame show is sponsored by Crowder College and the Seneca School District after this 4-minute break here on the KNEO Seneca Indian Sports Network.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District. Tradition, pride, class.
At ProLube Tire and Auto Center, we know what it means to rely on your vehicle. We race all year and know how to get that extra inch out of every part. Precision, quality, and reliability are not just words to us. It's what we do every day. We know you rely on your vehicle to perform for your family. From oil changes to full-on repairs, ProLube gives you the best racetrack team experience, so you can be worry-free.
ProLube Tire and Auto Center, where we get it right on the road and the track.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, better health, better you.
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options including church and graveside services. They also have prearranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
And 6 strikeouts, but he was working around trouble all afternoon because they stranded 8 base runners to Carl Junction. You look at the second, third, and fourth innings, they had runners at second and third and couldn't come around and score. So he was battling the entire game, but really the first inning is what did Seneca in here this evening, as they scored 3 runs and Seneca had 3 errors.
4, what I count. You're talking to a coach, man. We had 4 errors that let him rotate and keep moving on the base pass where we should have held them back. But anyway, that first inning, you want to beat CJ or you want to beat a good team, you've got to play solid baseball, and we didn't do it tonight. Yeah, gave up a few hits, and you're going to against a good team. But against a good team, you better have a few good hits. And we just couldn't get a good hit. We couldn't string a few good hits together, and that's the way it ends.
Seneca hit the ball hard tonight, and they actually had runners in scoring position in the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth innings with less than 2 outs, and couldn't get any of those runs in.
Just couldn't get a hit at the right time. I mean, like I said, if they're going to want to make a run through the postseason and in the districts and postseason, you're going to have to be able to hit the baseball and make some good hits and play solid defense and give up no errors.
We'll take another timeout, come back and wrap it up after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
Why did Jesus die on a cross?
Jesus came to give himself to you because he loves you.
Billy Graham wanted everyone to know how much Jesus loved them.
And when he died on that cross, God laid all of our sins on him. He became guilty of murder, of lying, of adultery, of greed. All the sins that you and I have were laid on him. He voluntarily did it because he loves you.
But Jesus didn't stay dead. He rose from the grave on the third day, and now he stands in heaven, waiting for you to surrender your heart to him.
That's what the cross is all about. That's what the resurrection is all about. That's what the blood of Christ is all about.
You can learn more about the cross and resurrection of Jesus at findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net. From the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District. Tradition, pride, class.
The Bible says that Jesus Christ conquered the grave. Now, what does that mean?
That means that he rose again. He didn't stay on a cross.
Billy Graham devoted his life to sharing the good news of Jesus Christ.
He rose again, and tonight he's alive. He's a living Christ. And I don't offer you a dead Christ on a cross. I offer you a Christ who's alive and who is someday going to be King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
It's a reason to celebrate. Because of Jesus' death and resurrection, everyone who surrenders their life to him will be with God forever in heaven.
He said, I am the resurrection and the life, and he that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. His resurrection is mentioned more than 100 times in the New Testament.
You can learn more by reading the New Testament. The book of John is a good place to start. Or you can go to findpeacewithgod.net. From the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
It's he had
the
33,
official.
Yeah. Okay,
he had 33 before the game on Saturday. He stole one Saturday. That made it 34, and then 2 today would make it 36.
Well, you would think. So I just want to make sure to Coach used to make it official. But anyway, yeah, he did. I mean, I was surprised. I think he needs to get better. Someone needs to show him some film or get better at second base, because he's got no one holding him on and he's standing too close away. I mean, he could have jumped out another 5-10 foot, and stolen third easy. I'll guarantee you, if you ask him on that third base, because he sat there on the bag, because he knows. I guarantee he knows he was safe. I mean, the umpire called him out, but that's he's got the main. That's that's the call that counts. But I know Hagan thought he stole third base. But I know he'd do a better job of getting off the base and put a little bit more pressure on the team if he would understand what's going on out there and realizing that he's got to watch the second baseman. Coach Hughes watches a shortstop behind him.
Well, he might be a little bit gun shy. You got to remember a couple weeks ago he got picked off at second base, so he might be a little bit gun shy there a little bit because he got picked off. I can't remember if it was against Cassville or East Newton, but he did get picked off a couple weeks ago, so that might be part of his reasoning too.
And there was another thing there too. I was talking to him about that. He doesn't have to go straight from second to third. He can step back. If that second baseman is trying to come in behind him, he can step back with him. He doesn't have to be in that straight line. So he can keep an eye on second base by walking backwards. But anyway, I talked to him about that. But one of the bright spots, I don't know, he's always an aggressive kid. You wouldn't think at a first baseman, being 6'2", 6'3", or whatever, can be one of the fastest kids on the team going from first to second. But he is. He steps out there and takes a pretty good sized lead. I don't know if he's ever been picked off at first. I can't remember. He might have been, but anyway, that's he's one of the most aggressive base runners that we have. Yeah, and he's done a good job this year stealing bases, but we haven't got any hits behind him.
For Seneca pitching, Drew Sherwood pitched well, like we said, a little bit, kind of a rough outing for him, but pitched well. I'd expect him to start next Monday night in that district opener against Cassville, East Newton, but you also have Jagger available, Grant available, and Ian available. Ian came in and threw a very quick, very clean inning where he threw about 7 pitches.
Well, Ian's the one that first, over there at the Monette tournament, Ian's the one that first faced him and went, a good 5 innings. And, and that's when CJ scored him like 5 or 6 runs in the bottom of the last inning, or the top of the last inning. Seneca had a chance to tie there at the end, but Ian pitched well against him. So, you don't cut him short. But, yeah, it just all depends on how Coach Hughes wants to line everybody out and get everybody ready to go. That's the thing. When you got that chance, you got to line your pitchers out, get everything in order for that district, make a district run the best you can, put the best people you think out there at the time.
And for Seneca, they still got 2 regular season games left. We got one more broadcast tomorrow afternoon as Seneca is at home against Wheatland. It's a 4:30 first pitch, 4:10 airtime tomorrow afternoon from Seneca, and that will be online only. For Seneca, 1 run, 5 hits, 3 errors. They strand 6. For Carl Junction, 5 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, and they strand 8. Cooper Vedix picks up the win, 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. It was unearned, 1 base on ball and 7 strikeouts. Drew Sherwood takes the loss, 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned, 3 base on balls, and 6 strikeouts. That will do it for us here this evening as Seneca Falls, the post-game show sponsored by Crowder College and the Seneca School District. For our studio producer, Roberta Foster, for Coach Darrell Harbaugh and Ben Wolcott saying so long. Here from Seneca, we will join Family Talk at the bottom of the hour here on KNEO.
This has been a live production of KNEO Sports. This broadcast may not be reproduced or retransmitted without the express written consent of KNEO Sports Network. This has been a sporting outreach of KNEO Sports Network, reaching into communities to make